I'm not appreciate the way you're coming in my face trying to press me about ordering
What
a
would
drink.
you like to order?
Please get out of my face. I'm going to come.
I'm not in your face.
You're literally in my face right now.
Okay.
So this is the story of how my first time in Houston almost resulted in a bar fight with a racist bar owner at 1:30 in the morning. So boom, I'm in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, shooting a music video at the Dixie Chicks mansion. I'm there all day, like 6-7 hours, filming, networking, tired as hell. And me and my homeboy had to catch a flight the next morning out of Houston. So we figured, let's just take the Greyhound tonight and link up with his sister. We pull up to Houston around 1 in the morning. But here's the thing, the bus doesn't drop us off at a station. So we're just on some random corner with our bags, my equipment, and his sister hasn't arrived yet. Now there just so happens to be a bar conveniently open at the end of the block. Literally the only thing open on the entire block. So I didn't think too much of it. I'm like, man, let's just grab a drink real quick while we wait. He's like, bet. So 2 black men from New York walk into a bar in Texas, and instantly I feel it. And if you're not black, it's kind of hard for you to grasp, but black folks know exactly what I'm talking about. When you walk into a room and you can actually feel the racism, like the whole vibe shifts as soon as you walk inside. There were like 5 middle-aged white dudes at the bar. I'm like, nah, let's not even sit up front. So we slide over to the side, put our bags down, keep it chill. Like I didn't want to be weird, you know? Then this lady, this bartender, hostess, whatever, comes up with the nastiest attitude, like, what do you want? But it wasn't a regular rude. It was more like, what the do you want? Type of rude. Mind you, I grew up in New York and I have roots in Mississippi, so I know the difference, okay? So I'm like, I need a second to think. So 20 seconds later, she comes back pressing again. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even get a chance to really gather myself. So we told her we weren't ready yet. So she walks off and she walks past this old Yosemite Sam looking dude, taps him on the back and whispers something into his ear. And I'm literally watching this whole situation play out in front of me. And I'm just thinking to myself, what did we just walk into? So he hops up. He might have been drunk. He probably was drunk. He stomps over and he goes, you gonna order a drink or what? So I started explaining how the lady was being rude and making us feel uncomfortable. But instead of hearing me out, he starts defending her actions and demanding that I order a drink right then and there. So at this point, it's not even about the drink anymore, okay? Like, bro, why would I patronize your business after all of this? Y'all might spit in my drink. Like, you might put your thumb in my glass. Like, why would I? Come on, be for real. He starts getting animated, raising his voice. My boy pulls out his phone. So I pull out my phone too, because who knows what's about to happen at this point. So that's when I start recording. Meanwhile, his sister calls in the middle of all of this. He's explaining the situation to her while this man is literally inches from my face screaming, while I'm telling him, please get out my face. He's screaming to me that he's not in my face. As you can see, he's clearly in my face. So I started to feel threatened. And my first thought was, I can knock this dude the f*** out right now. But then I do the math. And remember those 5 dudes that were at the bar? Well, that's 6 against 2. And not to mention, we're in Texas. There's an extremely high possibility that someone in that establishment has a gun. Somebody's strapped. And if I were to swing, there's literally only 2 outcomes. I go to jail in Texas, or I end up right there in that bar. And I don't like either of those options. Now, mind you, I was thinking of all this in a split second. So the smartest thing I could possibly do in that situation is to leave. Meanwhile, his sister's on a speakerphone like, I'm right around the corner, don't do anything stupid, just leave. So we calmly get up, grab our things, and we left. But right before we left, I'm not gonna lie, I knocked some off the bar because they got me up. And then we took a brisk walk down the block. And I remember I looked back and there's like this big black dude that comes outside and like checks to see if we're still on the premises. And I was thinking to myself, where was your big black ass back there? Because I didn't see him. They must have been hiding this nigga in the back. And then I look up and it says Lone Star Saloon. And I was like, why the f*** was I in a place called Lone Star Saloon? So we finally hop in the car. We tell his sister what happened. And she's like, yeah, that's Houston. You got to pick your spots. And I'm just like, damn, like, so this is really my first impression of Houston. But then, 10 minutes later, we pull up to the Breakfast Club and literally saved the entire night. I had the best chicken and waffles I ever had in my entire life. The nicest black man was at the door who greeted us, smiling, said, "Hey, how you doing? Come on in." I said, "Oh, don't mind if I do." So I walk in, I look around, I see a bunch of happy black people enjoying their food, and it smelled like heaven. I'm like, oh, okay. If this is what Houston is like, yeah, I can get down with this. And I mean, the chicken was juicy, it was crispy, the waffle was fluffy, the strawberries was sweet, and the lemonade was delicious. And I remember I looked at my homeboy and I was like, man, this is good. He was like, yeah, this is fire. I'm like, nah. After what we just went through, this is good. So in a span of about 40 minutes, I went from potentially losing my life in a racist bar to having the best chicken and waffles I ever had in my entire life, surrounded by a bunch of beautiful black people. And that's the story of my first experience in Houston. And despite the people in the bar being absolutely rude and disrespectful and nasty to us, at the end of the day, nothing actually happened in this timeline. So respectfully, if someone's watching this and planning on doing something, I'm asking you not to. And if you do, that ain't got nothing to do with me. By the way, I have been back to Houston since. I love Houston. And actually, my life changed in a positive way when I did go back to Houston. But that's a story for another day.